preaching getting the ball out as you see our ball security drills, but also creating turnovers in the passing game, and I thought defensively did a terrific job. Love the mentality that they're playing with, and you can just see the experience that's running in the defensive front as well as the secondary carrying over. It was also good to get a couple guys back. You saw Nico Fala get some work through about a half of practice. Porter Gustin coming back and getting some work. So it was nice to get a couple vets back and get going. This is a big 4 weeks for us. This is my favorite time of the year, this month, of being able to really have basically 6 days a week, 3 practice days and 3 meeting days, and really learn a lot of football for a bunch of young people that really need it. So with that, I'll take any questions that you have.
We were asking T about Dylan McCullough and how you guys kind of came to know him.
Yeah.
Did someone on the staff know him first?
No, I tell you, he was recommended to us by a couple people, both in the pro ranks and in college that we know. And we started doing our research on him, and you looked at a guy that all of a sudden, gosh almighty, what a great evaluator of talent, but even more importantly, how he developed talent. And you look at the running backs that he's had. I mean, the last 3 running backs he's had have gone on to the NFL and are having successful careers, and he's got a 4th getting ready to be drafted again. To be able to do that at a fine university like Indiana, to be able to have guys that were Pac-10 players of the year at their position, that's pretty special, and so we really thought we had a gem, kind of a diamond in the rough. And you look at a lot of us, we didn't come from the biggest name places, but really good coaches, and his recruiting skills, his evaluation skills, and his developmental skills really showed. And so we brought him in for an interview, and he just blew us away. Just how first class he is from a character standpoint, how he builds relationships, how he recruits, and most importantly, as you've seen, how he develops. Had a really good coach in Tommy Robinson and replaced him with a really good coach in Dylan.
How would you define his coaching style with the position group?
I like him because he kind of reminds me of Tommy. He's on top of things. He's not one of those coaches that have his hands in his pocket. He's coaching nonstop, and he coaches through the beginning of practice all the way through the end, and never takes a play off. If a guy's in getting a rep, he's got the 3 running backs right beside him and coaching him as hard as he can. So I like his diligence. I like his attention to detail, and I can see the guys already progressing from it, especially Rojo right off the bat. You look at these first 4 practices, and he's even doing some things that he weren't showing up in last year. So credit to his coach. He's already come in and made a little bit of a difference right now.
Bayless Jones is somebody that just watching him out there, he just stands out, every day. Can you see what you're seeing from him, not only as a receiver, but he looks like he could be a pretty darn good kickoff returner for you guys.
What's really standing out right now is his speed. He brings an incredible amount of speed to the table. You saw him on a couple deep balls get behind our secondary today, and you try to cover that guy one-on-one, he's going to run by you, and the ability, as you've seen, to hand him the ball. He's kind of that Percy Harvin type of guy, the ability to run great routes, be able to explosive plays in the pass game, but then be able to hand him the ball on the outside perimeter and do some special things. So he's a guy that I really think a redshirt year really helped. The light is starting to click on for him, and it's showing up. And you hit the nail on the head. He has that knack for pulling the trigger, especially on kickoff returns. He doesn't dance very much. He sees a hole and he hits it, and that's what you're looking for in a kickoff returner. So he's definitely a very viable candidate for that.
Jalen Green was talking about, he emailed you and T before the camp and said he would like to be a receiver.
Yes.
So is that something you think that can happen, and what you need to see in him to make it?
Yeah, he's doing a really good job. He did a great job last year for us, being a guy that was there for us anytime that we needed him. Even you think of the big play in the Rose Bowl that he had, explosive play, and being that backup quarterback that we needed. But truly, he wants to invest in the wideout position. We see that also as a coaching staff, that he can help us at that position. He's just a major asset, as we've seen his arm, whether it's trick plays, whether it's being an emergency quarterback. He kind of reminds you of the old Randall Elk that used to play for the Steelers Steelers. He's that type of guy that can do a lot of things for you, whether it's wide out, trick plays, or an emergency quarterback. He's kind of all hands on deck at all times. That's why he's so valuable to us. Great player.
Jamal Cook.
Yeah, how neat was it to see him out here today, show up and make some plays. Had 2 interceptions against a pretty good quarterback today, and did a very, very nice job. He's learning that nickel position right now, Dan, with a J-Nay, and he's not perfect right now, still learning the defense. He really, after that injury and that surgery, lost a training camp, and this is really his first camp. So proud for him today. He's really turning a corner, and we've all known that he's a talented kid, and the light kind of came on today, so that's good to see.
What part of his skill set do you feel like translates at nickel?
We see him, we didn't know until you got really one-on-one. You pictured him as a safety, and which he is, but we saw him in one-on-one late in the year, and really in bowl preparation, those 3 weeks of bowl prep, in one-on-one, we were like, wow, this kid has unique cover skills, and the ability to rush off the edge. We did that a little bit early with Leon, if you remember, that length coming off the edge. He has great quickness in pressures. He's good enough to play man coverage. He's a great run support defender off the edge. So he gives us something there that we want to take a look at. We know he can be a good safety. We're looking for additional nickels also, and we want to take a look at him just because of his cover skills right now.
What prompted the downs over there?
As we did get a little bit extra competitive and decide to get too much competitive, I just remind them that we are a team of brothers, and to always remember that. And so if we get too much extra pushing or shoving and make a poor decision that could cost maybe a penalty in a game, I just remind them it happens about once a camp. And it happens with each camp. So I'm glad in practice sport it happens. You're dealing with ultra competitive guys. That's what this field is. But we also have to make great decisions. And when those decisions aren't made, you better handle it immediately. So they got the point.
Seemed like you gave him a lot. You didn't skip on him.
No, I didn't skip on it.
How did Keyshawn Young do his first day at receiver?
I tell you what, really natural ball skills, and we know he was a receiver by trade. That we really, because of our lack of depth at the position, at the corner position last year, we really wanted to take a peek at him. Did it really well, helped us on special teams, but really want to see carrying over. Now that we're a young wide receiver unit, losing 4 wide receivers, we really wanted to be able to take a look at him on the offensive side. And what's shown up just in this initial practice was very natural route running, very natural ball skills, can do things after the catch. So a little bit excited about him right now. He reminds you of kind of that Deontay type of player, and that's not a bad thing. So looking forward to exploring him more at that position.
Does that mean you feel like you've got more depth in the secondary than at wide receiver, probably?
And experience. You look at the experience that's playing back there with Marvell and Chris, and even Jack played last year, Biggie, J-Nay. You feel even Isaiah Langley. You feel like the depth is there to be able to explore this right now. We'll do some things with Jack too, obviously being a two-way player later in camp to bring him over on offense just a little bit for some specialty plays. But it's good to be able to see Pye in that role.
One of the issues next year is going to be backup quarterback.
Yes.
Is Jalen Green ever going to be part of that conversation again, or is he just going to be a
We're going to focus, Scott, really on him at wideout. He provides that experience that we really need on the outside. I mean, you look up and you lost Darius and Juju, but you also lost some backups too, and Isaac and Daquan that were key members of that outside receiver squad. So Jalen's going to focus on that. We're going to try to prep Matt and Jack to get them ready. They're in competing right now for the second and third role, and we'll take that through camp, see where it lies. But right now we're going to focus on Jalen being a wide receiver. The beauty about him is if needed, he could step in that role like that.
Do one more.
How much different is the tight end group with Taylor being gone, and also as those guys being kind of the experienced pass catcher?
Yeah, you know what is really stepping into the forefront? Taylor brought us a lot of great opportunities in run blocking and being a pass catcher, but he was a great point of attack guy. And now it's that turn for for Daniel to step up and that Tyler step up. And the kid I'm really excited about is Kerry. You know, I really think he's going to provide us some additional athleticism at the position. He's such a big target, such a great weapon. Did not realize in recruiting how fast a kid he is. He is sneaky fast down the middle of the field, and he's a great target to throw to. And then you're bringing two other young pups in here, in Josh and Eric. So we really like the depth at that position and feel like it's going to be one of the stronger positions on our football team.
Good.
All
Thanks,
righty,
Clay.
guys. Thank you.